Now, good morning everybody, we Paddy from across the Shuck and a little small video for you this morning. As you can see by the title, it's 5 of my UK friendly slip joints. And they're all modern ones. I'll probably do one on my traditional ones at another date, but this time I'm just doing modern ones that I use as secondary knives. Well, sort of nearly all of them I use as secondary knives, but I have picked a couple of bigger ones for this that I can use as a my main knife for the day if I need to. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with this is costs about £3 or £4, $5 say. So it's a San Remo. The fit, finish, and the blade sharpness is amazing for that price. I know it sounds silly, but that is a really highly effective. In fact, we might as well start with it. This is a highly effective little San Remo. It's again just a slip joint, but oh my goodness, you can get maybe 3 fingers on it. You can sneak up a wee bit more and get more grip. But it's quite hard to break the detent on it. It is very well held in. Look at the blade grind on on a little knife for that price. Look how well that is done. San Remo for small knives, I just believe, are unbeatable. There's the San Remo logo. And there it is. It is the 4073 RUC. It's the San Remo, and it's one of their ones where you get the maker's signature on it, which I can't make out at the minute, but there we go. What a lovely shaped little knife. I mean, it's a tiny little knife. Let's see what length it is. I'm not going to go through lengths and weights on most of these. It's about 4 3/4 inches. So it's a real lovely little knife to be used anywhere. To be honest, I buy a lot of the wee small San Remos to go with some of my other bigger knives as the secondary knife. This one I bought to go with this one, my Kaiser. This is the sliver, isn't it? Kaiser sliver, which is a beautiful knife. But I bought these two to go together, and they just go together perfect. Not the exact same colour, but it doesn't need to be. But you can see the shape, the style matches up. And a lot of my little small knives, I do that. I buy them that for that reason, that they'll fit into my everyday carry, because I'm getting quite of a freak in my old age. So we're going to go from like a £3 and £4 knife, $5 knife, up to my most expensive one on the table here, which is the lionsteel, and it's the newest iteration. I think this is the third one. And this is the sheep's foot. And this is M390 blade. This is one of the ones that will do as much work as you'll ever need it to do. It's got a great detent on it, so you can really put it to some hard work and you're not going to worry about it closing on you. And even the way they have it done, you've got a little grip there to stop you sneaking up onto the blade or sliding up, but it also means it'll not close on you. Look at that detail. Look, it's just great. Beautiful knife, carbon fibre, titanium, it just M390. It's just a stunning knife. As I say, they've got a round head, they had a clip point, and then they had this one. And this point here, if you can see the swedge, I mean, I've shown these before, but it's just so good for opening boxes, for doing all that sort of EDC work. And again, to be used as a main blade, perfect. Well, that cost about £114, I think, somewhere around that. I can't really remember, to be honest with you. Now, I'm going to miss one. We'll go every other one. This is, again, one of my favourites. It's G10, and this is a Boker knife. Slip joint, absolutely beautiful shape. It's not a readily available model, and I don't like sort of putting these out, but it's a Boker Hauser. They have ones that are very similar to this, but this was a limited edition run for somebody in the factory who had died, who was one of the creators, and they gave him this. They made this knife for him, and it was only a short run, but a beautiful blade. And Boker really can do a good blade. They really can. You can take this apart, but you need a special tool. I have never tried. It's a slip joint. I hope I never have to, because there's nothing in a slip joint. Listen to that. I mean, the snap is absolutely beautiful. Again, if it was to close over, that sticks in your hand. The blade's not going to get you, which is great for work. But if you look at how strong, I can hardly hold that there. It wants to go back. So, another beautiful knife. And it's an example of what Boker do. Boker do quite a lot of slip joints, and this sort of size model, their 3-inch blade model, are just so beautifully done. Workmanship. I mean, you hear a lot of time now talking about workmanship's not as good as it was. There's 3 knives I've shown you that the workmanship is outstanding. Really is outstanding. They're just a joy to use, and that's a three. Keep this in your head. That's a £3 knife, and it's the workmanship in that every bit as good as it is in that and that, and that's the truth. And until you get some of these small sand remove ones, that you realise just the fit and finish. Look at that back. There's not a gap in it. It really is. Everything in it, everything is just so tight and tidy. All right, the blade's just a wee bit off. Well, they are. It's centred. It's a lovely, really lovely small knife. Now, what we go to, this one here was the shock. This is a bryd tern. And this is a slip joint. I got this one from AliExpress. It's got the shiny making the register mark. This cost me about £9, £10 on AliExpress. Again, perfectly made. You've got a forward choil in this, which is perfect for a slip joint. You see, when I'm just going out around the town, it's amazing how often this one will find its way into my pocket. Because if I'm out and this is my only knife that I have on me, and if I'm carrying one this size, I don't really need to carry anything bigger with me just round our town. But you see, if I have to do anything, see the grip you get on that? I get a full 4-finger grip, and yet the blade is only about 2 inches. I think it's, well, about 2 1/4. The actual cutting part of the blade about 2 1/4. But an amazing little knife, and they're still on. You'll see them still on AliExpress. I think they're £9-10. Absolutely stunning little knife, perfect. And again, listen to that. Listen to that. Absolutely classic. So there's that one, and then here's one of my little favorite ones. This is a homage, and this is a little detent knife. Still a little slip joint. Look at that. You flick it open and look at the blade shape on that. I have a couple of these as you go back in my... I don't really do big reviews on them, but I've talked about them quite a few times. They're a copy of a bean, a Serge Panchenko bean knife. This is on GearBest. They have 3 or 4 different shapes, and they come and go with new ones. This one, the little chopper, I think is an absolute cracker. It really is. The detent's not particularly strong, but, for all I'm going to use it, I never have my finger in the way of it. I hold it like this, just like this when I'm cutting, and I can do any bit of cutting. I can cut up a box, I can do whatever I like, and get a perfectly good, strong grip using the hole, and I can, just, again, I love it for the looks. This is definitely, with this, would be a secondary knife. The other 3 I could use as main knives if I wanted to. But I mean, most of the times I'll have 2 knives on me anyway, because that's the like of it. So, there we go. I mean, it really is, they're simple little knives, but they perform such a good role in protecting our main blade. And that main blade is that's the whole purpose of having a knife with you, is to have a sharp main blade ready for anything. And if you can do your small work with these knives, I mean, this is maybe this is such a good knife. I would use this for anything. But the other ones, the slip joint is just a secondary knife to do everyday cutting work. And you can use it all day, and it should be able to cut most things you need all day, and then you maybe need to stop it in the evening. And again, I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to start saying this more often, because a lot of people that come around keep sharpening the knives all the time. They wait to go blunt, sharpen them. Stop waiting till your knives go blunt. Strop them at night. Get a good strop, a nice bit of compound. I use Smurf poo, which I swear by. But there's lots of other compounds. There's your greens, whites, blacks. There's all sorts of compounds, and I have them. But I use one, and I just stick to it. But I strop my knife every night when I come in. Or if I forget the night time, do it the next morning before I'll go out again, or before I use the knife. So, folks, that's it. I've actually got a new camera set up. I remember showing you the one the last time with the big bendy thing. I've actually got a better one now, and so I'm just going to take you down and show you. This is just out of interest. I'm not even putting this in the title. This is just me showing you where I'm sitting at. Look at that. I put a wee screw at the bottom there, and it's an elastic band at the back of it. It's resting on a wee Rough Riders box, and it's just sitting up there. So I have nothing in the way whatsoever. It's even better than last lot, and all I do is just slide it into that little camera pouch, and I can move that up and down at will. And I can pull knives out. This is my most used knives. I've started keeping in here for doing videos, and I can just pull them out as I need them. So, isn't that interesting now? It's amazing what you can do when you're bored in a house. So, take care, folks. I'm away. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.